What's up, guys? Hey, Joseph. I know it's been a gross 7 games, 1-6. And the offense has been ugly. The offense has been ugly plus annoying because the reality is we're still hitting the ball hard and not getting any results. I mean, birthday versus it. So, um, Riley hit a ball 113 miles an hour, and somehow that didn't go out. Like that's the maddening part of the offensive struggles because the underlying numbers and the Statcast numbers tell you that uh, we should be getting better results than we are, and we all know baseball's hard. Um, Sean Murphy has started swinging off a tee more consistently. I think he did it for his second time in Seattle. So it'll still be a while, but he's on track. Let me what you call it? Share this. Hold on. Let me share this real quick. But yeah, and frankly, if I know, CJ. I'm not. Uh, it. I'm fine. I mean, I'm not fine that we're 1-6 in the last 7, but it's just. Yeah. Well, it might be my connection. So, uh, I'm not worried. It's just been really frustrating, obviously, and if things even out, then we will start seeing those balls that last year went over the wall go over the wall. And I think in reality is um, if we would have won those close games in Seattle, or at least won the first one, the sweep with the Dodgers wouldn't feel so. But the fact of the matter is, if our offense was half, even a fourth of what we know it can be, we might have been able to do a little better. That's why this stretch is a little extra frustrating. Even though, yes, there's still 130 games left. Yes, we're 8 games over 500. Yes, we're still in a really good spot, and I'm not completely worried, but you don't like some of the trends that you're seeing, obviously. But baseball is hard, and it's maddening when a lot of things aren't going well, and um, I mean, just the amount, like, I couldn't watch games on my vacation, but following it and then looking at the exit velocities and things of that nature, kind of makes you want to pull your hair out because you can't do anything other than hit the ball hard. But there's always seemingly somebody standing there, and it's a very very annoying thing. And of course, the Pierce Johnson injury doesn't help. Um, yeah, I liked what I saw from Acuna. Maybe not the last day in LA, but just kind of because we're not used to seeing him miss so many fastballs. But again, he did something historic. Yes, I will get to that, Charles. He did something historically insane last year, so you're obviously going to yeah, the NHL playoffs have been amazing. So yeah, that's also my focus with the Hurricanes. But I think we okay. So let me get to the rise of it all real quick. I think it makes kind of the. No, I know. I watched it, Andy. I unfortunately watched it, and we played like crap. So except in the third period, but we'll get back to it. Um, Bryce Elder, I don't think it would have been like honestly, guys. I don't think it would have been much different if we had Dylan Dodd or AJ Smith-Jobber in that situation. Uh, Bryce didn't pitch well. He's pitched well against the Dodgers before. It just it, it's a tough matchup for anybody. And you don't like the walks from Bryce Elder, but I think we just got to go with what we got right now. If we're being completely honest. Um, and taking a line from Hank Aaron here, you just got to keep swinging because nobody's going to feel sorry for you. We just got to get ourselves in better counts and hope the luck starts turning because you saw some of that, but and the strikeout rate is actually the same as a whole. Excuse me, whole percentage wise. Last as last year, we just we aren't giving ourselves a ton of chances either. It's one. I don't think he's. I don't think Kelnick's focusing on trying to hit his first home run. I think it's. I think it's just as good hitting is contagious. Bad hitting is also contagious, and I think. And I think that's the reality of it all. I think everybody's got a little bit of pressing in their mind. That's why you're seeing Acuna get picked off in the first inning of game one. And then Matt Olson trying to stretch something into a double that he probably shouldn't have, and then Ozuna right away hits the homer. So it's a lot of brave stuff. Brave stuff that we're not used to seeing, but it kind of reminds me of the back in 2021 when we got no hit and shut out in that doubleheader against Arizona. And I think we were in a worse spot then. Luckily, he did not mess up his knee because he's still running and but like I said, I think there's a lot of things. Plus, you're not going to repeat last year. It's just the book goes around and things change, and baseball is different day to day, let alone year to year. So I think it was a rough trip, but again, like we were still in most of those games. That is a positive, and this isn't me saying doom and gloom. This is just the reality of what it is right now, and I mean, if we would have won that 1-0 game against Seattle and not got walked off, I think we'll all feel a little bit better. But again, we're still in almost every game we played. 2 clunkers this year, pretty much. You just hope that the law of averages with all of those 100-mile-an-hour outs and things will start to even out. Ian Anderson is I don't think we'll see Ian Anderson until June, but I haven't really heard too much. I forgot to hit that. Second half of the season is probably most likely for Ian Anderson. No, I mean, guys, this isn't me being worried. This is just so than anything. Yeah, he's just been a tickler. Seeing him get on top of that fastball. In LA, the first game for the homer, and the 3 hits the night later. Like, there are signs of him getting out of it, and that is a good thing. And we are still 8 games over 500. It's just maybe a little more annoying because the Phillies have won 17 of 20. So even though their schedule has been soft, but you play who's in front of you, so I'm not giving them credit at all. It's just a little more annoying for sure. Yeah, Grisham coming back is going to be good for Boston, and they've done a nice job hanging in there with all their injuries as well. They've got a stellar pitching staff, so it doesn't get easier for the offense. But hopefully, that's the one thing. Hopefully, we start creating a lot more chances. As much as we get annoyed when we leave runners in scoring position, that's one thing that I always look at. If we're giving ourselves multiple chances instead of the 1 or 2 that we've been getting recently and not cashing in, it kind of is magnified. If you have a lot more chances, then you're not too much putting pressure on yourself. Well, Georgia probably will. I wouldn't think they wouldn't. No, they haven't. But I also think they're all in 0-2 counts. It's like an entire lineup is going up there, and it's an 0-2 count right away. It's not a good feeling right now. Sorry for your loss, Charles, and I hope best to you during this difficult time. But yeah, I mean it's a combination of things, but again, and it's like really gross to watch because watching it, you know that they want to do amazing things and they want to do yeah, I mean, and the umps, of course, play into that, but both sides have to play there, and no, I think the losing Strider isn't a good thing. But I think the starting rotation has done a fantastic job, other than a couple of games. A couple of clunkers. I think the rotation has done a fantastic job of keeping us in the ball game, and that's all you can ask for. I think it's just we and I think that and Andy Smith, I'm wishing the best for you. We just need to start doing the little things, and hey, maybe hit it softer, because like I keep saying, the exit velocity numbers say we should be doing a lot better than we are, and That's baseball, and somehow, hopefully, they'll start evening out. I think, but it's very annoying to see an entire lineup going through it at the same time. Also, you got to give credit to the Seattle pitching, the Dodger pitching, and the Cleveland pitching. Those are pretty darn good pitching staffs. And we just kind of have to keep grinding through it, as annoying as it the Phillies are going to start playing a harder stretch of their schedule, and we'll see what goes with it. But I mean, there's 130 games left, and you just take it game by game, as cliche as it is, and series by series, and a couple series losses in May, even as annoying as they are, because bunting, giving another team an out is usually not the. Yeah, we played a pretty big gauntlet of. And again, if we would have won even one of those close games, I think you look at this tough stretch in a different light. But the reality is the reality, and the guys know it, and Snicker knows it. So who knows if he'll do his who knows if he'll do his annual get your head in the game type of meeting that we've seen the last couple of seasons, or just let it play out. And either way, I think Snicker has the pulse of the team, and the guys know what's going on right now. So the reality is the reality. I don't know how long we can stick with Tyler Matzik, and I hate to say it, just because we put him in a lot of low leverage situations of late, and it's kind of not. I don't think we've ever done players only meetings. I think Snitker usually has his whatever he does, and again, he'll, whether that's now or whatever, but we're back at home, and we'll see what happens against Boston. But I do think we may see a Ken Giles sighting soon, and a mental reset for Tyler Matzik, just because. Yeah, I mean, look, we knew. Look, I mean, let's just put it this way: we're 8 games over 500, and just 2 games back of what we were doing last year, and the Phillies have just gotten off to a really, really good start, and not if you. I realize that, but if you put Tyler Matzik on the IL just for a breather, then you might be able to get away with it. No, I don't think. I mean, I think it's a possibility, Charles. But right now, I think we just got to ride with what we have. I just mean, I think you could put Tyler Matzik on the IL for just a mental reset, and see what happens, and then have Ken Giles come up, because obviously not having Pierce Johnson for a bit is a struggle, but like everybody's got the injuries, everybody got the struggles, we just need a couple of breakout games, and we'll be fine. The reason we did that, you and I both know the reason we did that, Joseph, and that's because we didn't know how long Bryce Elder was going to last, and we needed him to eat innings because the only longer reliever that we have currently is Jesse Chavez, multi-inning, and Dylan Lee. So that's why we did that one. And yeah, Jackson Stevens, but he's done some good things for us in the past. And I totally agree, Palmer. It's just a little more annoying because our starting pitching has been really, really solid, and we're just not used to a whole lineup struggle. So it's kind of hard to. It's definitely hard to watch. I know it's definitely hard to do. So, I don't know. June, July, maybe, depending on the rest of the rotation, or we could see him sooner. But right now, I think you just got to ride with what you got. And for the Luis Arraez trade, I didn't talk about it as much as I probably should have, but I think the Marlins never finished their first rebuild, and they don't even have any real threats bat-wise. So I think it's a little confusing, and for the Padres, it kind of makes sense, but they have a million middle infielders, so if you use them as DH, then you're kind of log jamming the DH too. But he had a four hit game in his Padre debut, so maybe that's the piece that can constantly get him going. Waldrop's had some good and some bad, so it could be longer, honestly, now that I think about it. Yeah, I mean, that we're fine. We were 22-10 last year. What are we, 20-12 this year? So it's not a whole lot different. We just haven't seen a whole lineup struggle at the same time before, so it's a little, you don't want to get used to it. But again, baseball's hard, so 2011. Baseball's hard, and you can't really do anything except try to hit the ball hard. I would like to see less strikeouts and more balls in the air. We kind of got caught with the ground ball itis. And hopefully we can start getting on top of the ball. But it is, 2011, 2012. So, I mean, and yeah, like, we're not the Marlins. We're not the Astros. We're not the White Sox. It's going to be a battle. The NL East is typically always a battle, and what we did last year was historically amazing, and 130 games is a lot, and somebody's going to get hot, and when we get hot at the same time, it's going to be fun. And we all know that because we saw it a lot last year. And let's be honest, we haven't really been good on the West Coast a lot. So it's not really, it's just how the games are going that is extra annoying. But again, but also, they think it's just going to be a 2-week thing. So for the Pierce Johnson injury, so hopefully that's that. just hopefully get some home cooking and just continue grinding through it, because if we're comparing this to 2021, we're in a perfect spot. It's just a little different because the Phillies actually got off to a really good start with their schedule. And yes, the check swing was terrible on Friday. Pages definitely went, but again, everybody deals with umpires being terrible. It's the nature of it. It sucks. Yeah, it does. It'll be interesting to see how they covered that. For sure. I am actually I didn't realize the Giants forgot how to catch the baseball. Like, that is one thing for the most part. I mean, Matt Olson's had a few gaffes here or there, but that's one thing for the most part the Braves have been completely consistent about, is defense. And watching some of the Giants' defensive plays recently has been gross. And I guess I didn't realize that. Yeah, I mean, we have. I mean that, but it's nothing new for anybody. But yeah, we have had bad calls. Okay. Yeah, well, they're no Trey Turner, but they have done a quality job so far of doing good things, and they're putting up a lot of runs. So, gotta tip your cap. But again, they haven't played a team with a winning record since maybe us at the beginning of the season. But regardless, they're playing amazing baseball right now. So I do think that MLB has messed with the baseballs again, because I've been fooled a lot recently. But again, we just something you got to work through. And gosh dang it, hopefully those loud outs will turn into loud run explosions soon. Arcia has been amazing at short. And it, like I said, hopefully we'll start giving ourselves a ton of chances. Well, Otani's just absolutely insane. That pitch he hit off of Iglesias for the RBI single, that was a foot and a half off the plate on a 1-2 count on a changeup. So 98% of batters probably swing and miss at that or get a ground ball. I mean, that's the type of thing that's going wrong for the Braves right now. And Ozuna got thrown out from a ground ball from left field yesterday. Like the ground ball that took I believe it was Kike Hernandez into foul territory. So I think if you boil it down, the offense, if it weren't for bad luck, we'd have none at all. And yes, sorry guys. Yeah, so if it weren't for bad luck, we'd have none at all. Sorry about that. Allergies. But so you gotta, and there's some bad at bats in there, no doubt. But again, that's a combination of amazing pitching that we're facing, not feeling really good in the box, and just really bad luck at the same time. Hi, Julie. It's my hat is always with the it's the always it's the One Tree Hill Bridge, and always and forever is the saying. And my best friend has the other hat that says forever, so that's what that is. Yes, Chipper is still a consultant on the staff. He doesn't go on the road or anything, but yeah, he's still a consultant. I think we all are. Yeah, we pretty much covered it all. Basically, we had. I mean, there's bad at bats in there, no doubt. There's good pitching against us, no doubt. But there is a lot of bad luck, and I think nobody's gonna feel sorry for us. So, but let's look at it this way. The first part of the season, our offense carried everything. And I feel like if we win a couple of those other one-run games, and I think if we kept the no-hitter, we can. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's more than Ronald. But yeah, that'll definitely help. But the one thing I don't appreciate is when, and this is just my opinion, I don't appreciate the fact when the offense is struggling, and this is the worst I've seen it struggle probably in the Seitzer era. But I don't like the fact that the media and fans just kind of jump on the fact that Ronald's not hustling, or Ronald this, that, and the other. It's not that. That's fair. You guys are fantastic right now, and I really appreciate the opposing fan of it all, and I appreciate the respect and the support of my channel, and you guys have been amazing. So there's nothing, but I just hate the fact that because Ronald has struggled for his standards a lot of this year, that everybody harps on the fact, oh, he's not hustling, oh this, oh that, oh, it's everybody. And the Braves have told Ronald specifically to not overexert himself with the injuries and things of that nature. So I don't like the fact that it's always Matt Olson's numbers, his Savant page, and what his expected numbers should be. It's maddening. So, and listen, I know people have been harping on Matt's defense and blah 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 and whatever, but these guys are humans too, and it kind of starts weighing on you when it feels like 20 fielders are out there as well. So, and Murphy is coming back, and everybody's dealt with insane injuries, and you're still going to. You just gotta fight through it, and Well, we won't be out west for a while. Um, I just I just was no stop, Julie. You're just worried about Kelnick because you were worried about Kelnick at the beginning of the year. Kelnick is fine in comparison to a lot of other guys at the moment, but it would be nice for him to get off the Homer schneid. But it would be nice for us to just have a overall. It would just be nice to have a couple overall really really cool games and really bust out offensive games just to relieve the pressure a little bit. Savannah Bananas, I would love to go see them. No, I doubt it. We're not gonna activate Sean Murphy. He hasn't. He swung off the tee twice. He hasn't had rehab games or anything, so I doubt that. Um, I do think they have done something with the baseballs, but they continually do it. Just because I've been tricked with a lot of baseballs, like Brandon Godden has been as well. Like I thought a couple of those baseballs that Matt Olson hit yesterday were out. The 113-mile-an-hour out for Riley to end the game against Cleveland. I thought that shouldn't have been. I don't know why it continues to be warning track power, but again, it's. I mean, Julie. Yeah. No, I'll just stick with watching them on uh YouTube and when they're on ESPN stuff. But yeah, Julie, I would love for Kelnick to get hot. But I mean, I think you could say that for our entire offense right now. So, um, and you said you've been to Augusta. I just left vacation at Augusta, and I got a new. No, I'm not worried. I'm just there's a difference between. I'm just annoyed. I there's I mean last year or a couple of years ago we went um we went 18 consecutive games, win loss win loss win loss win loss. So no, I'm just more annoyed than anything. But I did. We were in Augusta last week, and I did get a really cool hat to add to the collection. Hold on, let me find it. Um, um, yeah, I'm just annoyed because of um, how good the pitching had been in Seattle and against the Guardians. How unlucky our pitching was kind of in a lot of the soft contact stuff that we gave up and things of that nature. So I think it's just that. Although I did the Tyler Matzik thing, I'm a little more worried about. I think it would be easier if uh, we. Um, I think, yeah. There's. I mean, I'm not gonna put this out there as like Well, the schedule is always odd. The amount of off days we've had, plus the early rainouts, it's weird. So there's going to be a long stretch of Braves baseball without days off too. So that's a big interesting thing. Yeah, I just added this one to the collection a few days ago. We were in Augusta for vacation and we stopped by the stadium. But yeah, the schedule makers haven't really done us favors either. So, but it does give me an opportunity to. Your question was about Dale Murphy. We've touched on it. I don't know why he's not in the Hall of Fame. He's should be, but he's not. He's the only two-time MVP that is not in the Hall of Fame. So I don't know what to tell you there, but I don't. It's yeah, it's an Augusta Green Jackets hat. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm more worried about Tyler Batic than I am the offense, and I hope we decide to maybe give him a breather. And maybe he can find it again. Maybe we made the wrong decision of putting him on the roster instead of letting him build up a little bit. Thanks for the compliments on the hat. I totally forgot, or I would have started the stream with it because I haven't gotten a chance to wear it, but I forgot about it. No, I'm not a Falcons fan. I'm not a Falcons fan at all. I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's Charlotte Hornets, Carolina Hurricanes, and Carolina Panthers. And what is my thoughts on Morton? Morton's been fantastic. I mean, you're gonna. Mm-hmm. What, Connor? Oh. Um. Yeah. Let's see. I think Morton's been amazing. He did a fantastic job of keeping us in. Oh, there you go. Hey, Connor. I think he's done a fantastic job of keeping us in most games. I didn't like the pitch selection on the Teoscar Hernandez homer, but I mean, most times we're scoring a lot more than 2-3 runs a game, so it is what it is. No, well, and that would be a completely different podcast. But I was surprised at how the Falcons drafted. I will just say that. I'm happy with the way the Panthers drafted, and we'll see what happens. But I mean, it can't go any worse than it has been for the Panthers. But I mean, and the fact of the matter for the Braves is we've only had 2 clunkers, so that is something to hang your hat on too. And yep, yeah, Hornets, Panthers, Braves, and Hurricanes for sure. It's a long year, and trust me. Fair enough. I wish I it would. Well, the Marlins are odd. Philly. Well, I kind of wish the Flyers would have made the playoffs. Maybe they would have given the Rangers a little bit more of a go than the Washington Capitals did. But the Marlins are odd. The Marlins are dumb. The Marlins are unserious and have no direction. Travis has been amazing. I think his insane run is kind of fluttered, but that's where you really miss Sean Murphy. And that's the most obvious statement I've made this entire thing. I kind of got what you meant, Julie. But the Marlins are just, I don't know. I don't have anything good to say about the Marlins because I don't even think they finished their first rebuild, and now they're in their second one, and they don't have any hitting prospects that they can hang their hat on. And Luis Ariz is a contact machine. And I think it's a really good fit for the Padres, even though that's still an odd trade for me that way. I can agree with you on the Mets. And I'm not necessarily I'm a silent Yankee fan because my uncle works for the Yankees. So I kind of have to appreciate them. But yes, I can agree with you on the Mets for sure. And hey, it's very rare that I've met a couple of Phillies fans through my channel that are actually like nice and civil. So it's yeah, Kelnick has been fantastic defensively, for sure. And those throws that he's made from left field are something to behold. So I think we're gonna put it together again. Before this annoying stretch, we won 10 out of 11, so it's in there. We know that, and Kevin Seitzer is probably trying to change up all the mojo and the momentum any way possible. But yeah, I honestly, if we go through this bad stretch now instead of October, I'm good with it. I mean, or late September or whatever, because it's gonna be a battle, and it always is. And we'll just hope that the injury bug stays away from a lot of the teams, because every team has dealt with something catastrophically ridiculous. So um, uh, so that's the reality of it all. And let's not, Bryce Miller could be a dark horse, dark horse Cy Young, too. Yeah. The Strider thing is a big bummer, and I'm glad that he was able to avoid the full Tommy John, and it's just a brace thing. But yeah, it's a big bummer. He's that edge that we kind of got to find again offensively. But I'm just really glad I'm not a Marlins or a White Sox fan because I don't know. Even the Rockies, they don't really have a direction either. So, and the reality is six straight division titles, a World Series championship. Um, and we're very annoyed because we're 8 games under over 500. So, I mean, I think as Braves fans, we've kind of been, yeah, of course we have to. Of course, we have to cut down on the strikeouts. Uh, Even, I mean, strikeouts are going to happen because it's impossible to hit the baseball, or it looks it anyway. So even more competitive strikeouts, I've always used that term, that the competitive strikeouts have to be there as well. Yeah, Chicago fans, but I also think that one's weird too. I just think that Chicago should have pulled the trigger quicker on Dylan Cease to start their rebuild better. Even though I think they did a nice job on the prospect haul, I think they kind of sent the wrong message keeping Dylan Cease for as long as they did. Even though I don't know how the Padres have as many prospects as they do. That's why it's um that one they're just weird to me. I'm surprised that they didn't just try to call up some prospects and kind of get some more glue guys instead of instead of just trying every. Snickers saying that it's a long season. We're grinding through it right now. It's not really fun, but we're grinding through it. It's basically the just whatever, probably. Yeah, of course. I mean, you getting bad calls is a part of it, but it's definitely become more prevalent the last couple of years. But yeah, Snickers just kind of playing it even keel as he always does, and I'm pretty sure he'll have his powwow at some point. Um, at some point soon if it keeps trending in this direction. But Snickers just perfect for the Braves. I think and I know people get annoyed with him, but he's basically your grandpa, and you don't want to. The Blackman. Oh, Blackburn. I thought you said Charlie Blackman. Yeah, that's a possibility, but the A's are actually one of my favorite stories this year. Just kind of being respectable and kind of uh, sticking it in there, and it's nice. It's really nice to see. And the reality is, you can't be as bad as last year. I just think that's virtually impossible to do back to back years. I think it's really cool that they're doing it in spite of the ownership and all that craziness with Las Vegas and all of that, for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean I think the challenge system will be quickly on its way. But I think Paul Blackburn is probably more likely than a guy like Mason Miller, which he could be a Cy Young too. Good lord, he is incredibly unhittable. Um, so I think there's been a lot of fun story like Detroit, Cleveland, the whole AL Central pretty much is a fun story. Um, and fun to see that there's a lot of competitiveness there. Uh, I don't know. I don't know how you do that with the guys we have. It just doesn't make total sense to do it. I mean, because you put Matt Olson 6 or 7, I don't think you're doing that. Because all the guys are in a struggle for the most part. So I don't even know if a shakeup would be beneficial, but if he does it, then he definitely feels like there's something. Yeah. Which is nice to. It's nice. I am. I'm really surprised though. At teams like the Giant, like I thought the Giants would be a lot better than they are, but like I said, they forgot how to catch the baseball. The Giants, the Diamondbacks, they're they're kind of. I thought they would be better, and the Padres and the Reds. I think those teams are a little bit of the surprise teams. But you could do that, but also it'd kind of be fun if Snit just put the entire lineup in a hat and pulled things out and see what happened. I mean, the Padres, like I say, they always just. I doubt he'll do it, but I don't know. And then Ozuna 6. Something like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess I thought that the Giants having a manager where it was just kind of straightforward would be a bit better, but I mean, they kind of cobbled everything together real quick. So I guess that's why the results are what the results are. I'm really happy for like the Royals and Salvador Perez. Probably next year for Angel. Um, but like, I think this is the squad we're rolling with, and I don't think there's going to be like a lot of drastic things. I mean, it's only been a 7-game, very annoying stretch. So, and like I said, we just come off winning 10 of 11, and West Coast road trips suck no matter what. I could see it, but you and I both know, like you said, Snit usually doesn't do it. But um, if he did, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, um, but again, I think as fans, as annoying as it is to watch it, it's a thousand million percent more annoying to do it because your job is to hit the crap out of the baseball, and we're hitting the crap out of the baseball for the most part and not getting the results of it. I think that's the reality. But I'm really happy with the like Ronaldo Lopez, Chris Sale, Max Fried is being Max Fried, even though Shohei Ohtani destroyed baseballs, but that's what Shohei does. Yeah, I mean, probably. But I think we just have to roll with what we got right now. For for Vines, for all those guys, I think there's always a possibility, but I feel like we just got to grind our way through it. And there's positive signs of a lot of things, so uh, we just gotta put put the W's in the columns. I don't even care how it looks. Would I like it to look pretty? Yeah. Would but if, oh yeah, I fondly remember the Arizona choke. Sorry, I'm not. I can never. I will never be. I respect the Phillies, but I will never cheer for them. Just can't do it. But uh, for now, yeah. I mean, you don't like the extra walks that. I mean, Charles, everybody that you're gonna mention to me, yes, has a chance to have another opportunity because the season is so long. Um, but for Elder, for now, I believe so. I mean, you definitely don't like the walks, but it's we're just kind of. I think we're just kind of where we are right now with the pitching staff, and as dumb as uh, as dumb as that is, it's just the reality. And the Dodgers are good, and we caught them. We caught them at the wrong time, and we caught Seattle at the wrong time, and their pitching put us in a blender. Obviously, you don't. Yeah, he does. He has to be very accurate. Um, yeah, he has very little margin for error. Yes, the Phillies have been playing amazing, and that's all I'll say about that. And the fact it is May 6th, so but uh, I'm really just ready to get back on track and stack some W's, and hopefully we do that, and hopefully the Hurricanes get on the board in the series tomorrow. Hopefully we just find another gear and the baseballs start liking us, and the exit velocities start liking us, and all of that. You really want me to burn a Phillies hat on the live stream if you make the World Series? Well, same with the Phillies. I'll toss the luck to any of your other teams, just not the Phillies. So we're on the same page there. Uh Oscar, I think is dealing with some elbow inflammation. So uh I probably would go viral if that would happen. If I did do that, but let's hope the Braves make the World Series and we don't. I don't have to worry about that. But I but I think it's really it's only May. I mean, the Braves, when we won the World Series, weren't over 500 until August. I was had to be talked off the ledge a lot. So this is kind of simple. So yeah, I mean, and plus, yeah, I mean, again, we're still 8 games over 500, and this is. Um, but I do love the interaction from Phillies fans, from you guys, from the support. The support's been amazing. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Helps out a lot. Thanks, guys, and yes, the Braves will be fine. This was just a annoyed session, not a the sky is falling session. But thanks for hanging, guys. And we'll talk next week probably. I really haven't figured out the whole live schedules. I've just been doing them when contents, live watches and things of that nature with all the off days, the vacations and all that stuff. So I'll figure it out. But and I'll post it everywhere so you can find it. But thanks again for the support. As always, go Braves, champions forever, and boo Phillies.